Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to CharismaToAC and to this week's episode of It's a Dog's Life. As you've probably noticed, the previous episode was even shorter than normal, and there wasn't one last week, and I would like to take just a brief moment to explain. Some of you may remember some of this back from earlier shows that we've run, but mental health is a pretty big deal for us here at CharismaToAC. And I, for one, am dealing with several mental health issues, and unfortunately I spent some time in the hospital recently. So basically that's the reason why I haven't been doing terribly well for a while, but I'm fortunately much better after having been hospitalized. And I'm ready and rearing to go. So basically that is just a brief explanation for why, and hopefully we will be a little more stable going forward in terms of episodes. So yeah, however, it has been a while, so we do need a recap. And Chris, I know you're feeling a little under the weather, but are you able to?
Oh yes, I shall give it my best.
Thank you very much.
No worries.
Good old Rambler try.
I was like, what?
Never mind.
No, last time on It's a Dog's Life, our group basically continued on our mission to try and find out more about the powers of the strange black spiral dancer that we fought in what remains of the hotel we raided, who it apparently has been decided we will be nicknaming Incorporeal, as you can see by the handout that Jonas just shared with the rest of us. He's a looker, isn't he? So, yes, we basically set about trying to find our way into the Scar, which is a layer of the Umbra where everything is industrial and horrible and ash-covered and awful in every way. The worst parody of the Industrial Revolution in England, cranked up to 11. To get in, we actually eventually came to find a strange, as far as we can tell, spirit, representing to a degree sort of industry within York and sort of in this particular area of York that we were in, who introduced himself as Mr. Ambrose Inhofe, and basically he helped us all sort of make our way through and find what we were looking for. He seemed reasonable enough, despite being, the spirit of essentially industrial capitalism. Yeah. And we did eventually get into the Scar, and it was horrible and morbid and morbidly horrible and horribly morbid. And coming across some instances where we sort of made our way through the ash-choked streets and the perpetual doldrums of people going about the daily grind with no hope and no release from the endless misery of indentured work. And, helping cut down 3 criminals, in quotation marks, who had committed the awful crime of suggesting unionizing with the cops, sort of, explaining why they've been put up there and saying, you shouldn't take them down, despite not stopping us from taking them down. And eventually we did come across what we were looking for, which was a building which I believe Mr. Ambrose Inhofe had directed us to go towards, which after some polite words to the overseer and some sneaking in around besides, we were able to find out that the business was owned by the spirit of Mr. Ambrose Inhofe's uncle, Mr. Inhofe Sr., who is much more sour and much more old money and very dour and very proper, and we can't be having any of this happiness and people being able to have free time nonsense. It gets in the way of good order and efficiency.
Pretty much, yes.
Yes, and he despite the fact that he was kind of, why should I help you? You're the enemies of the worm. The worm and the weaver are kind of what that's what we like round here. So he basically said, all right, let's make it a business transaction. What can we give you for you to ask that if you will give us what we want? Let's engage you in the spirit of consumerism. Why not? And he said, if we could get Mr. Ambrosinhoff, the spirit on the upper layer, to him for a visit or for whatever reason, we obviously don't know, and probably not going to be that great a reason. Then he will consider helping us discover the secret of why Incorporeal lives up to his namesake. And we left off last time, as you said, a little bit earlier than normal for reasons already stated. Basically, kind of to think amongst ourselves, we were beginning to decide, well, okay, do we want to try and find our way out and actually go through with this old man's request? Or do we want to maybe try and find another way of getting what we want? Because do we want to trust that whatever Mr. Inhoff Sr. has intended for us grabbing his nephew and bringing him down here, that it's going to be something something unpleasant or not? Because let's face it, we're werewolves, and this is a realm of the Umbra that is devoted to the Weaver and the Worm. I wouldn't trust anyone down here as far as I could throw them.
Which is also, incidentally, something that you were explicitly told not to. You do not trust anyone.
Oh, I thought you meant do not throw anyone.
I mean, no, I think as Guru, throwing people is very much a part of what we do. Besides, it's in my name. I am Yeet's vampire. If I can't yeet, then there's no point to any of this anymore.
This is true, and suddenly...
I mean... Which is why that makes the thing you said kinda invalid, because you can throw pretty far.
Yeah, that's
so if
true.
you can throw pretty far, you would trust them pretty much.
Yeah, that's true.
It would also be worth pointing out in the just for the hells of it, because it was actually quite hilarious. In the sneaky past the overseer-y thing was accomplished by none other than Boo, the enormous, fucking-gantic floof that she is in lupus form, and she still managed to sneak past and not be noticed.
Wasn't she in what's the form called between Krinos and lupus?
Oh yeah, she was in Hippo, which is even bigger.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm just, as I posted in chat, I'm coining a new term for her. She is a Garufi.
Yes,
I choose to believe. I choose to believe, by the way, that her Hispo form just poofs up her hair. She doesn't actually get bigger. Just.
That's hilarious. All right, so that's the situation we're in.
Mighty.
Yes, the Fluff's mighty.
Yes, that is our situation.
Yes.
We must now discuss amongst ourselves what we want to do.
Indeed.
And how we're going to go about doing it.
Want to hit everyone here.
I mean, they're spirits, so
I still want to hit them.
Oh, absolutely, we can. It's just that it will have no discernible long-term effect, and if anything, it'll just make all of them turn against us.
Yeah, I know.
Yes,
I still want to hit them, though.
Yeah, I get that. After all, Molly is Arun. Hitting things is her go-to solution to most situations.
Yep.
All right, so yes, I think the ball rolling. Basically, Barry says, "Right, and since we were warned against, going along with the schemes of conniving old bastards like him, is there any other ideas people want to? Any suggestions people want to make?"
Well, technically, the other one wasn't an old bastard. He's just a young one.
Yeah. And that's a good point, actually, because you of all people should know a little bit better, because the point is that you, Molly, had trouble getting into the Umbra through the oil bath.
Yep.
And he basically helped you by asking you, what is your ambition in life?
Yeah, being kind of shady about that.
Yeah, but again...
Molly has not mentioned that yet, by the way.
No, that's true, he hasn't, but still, as I said, spirit of industrial capitalism. He has a nice side, I'm sure, compared to his uncle, but he's still, he's still going to be a bit of a bastard.
Fair is fair, for all the bad things industrial capitalism has done, the life standard did go up, generally speaking.
Yes, I say, and I can wail on it all I want. But despite the fact that I'm enjoying the benefits of capitalism every waking moment of every day. But still, Doesn't mean I can't say. It doesn't mean I can't.
Oh no,
recognise that
absolutely.
It's still a bit of a shit system. Anyway,
Absolutely.
so as if that doesn't make my political leanings, ladies and gentlemen, the listening audience, quite clear. So
Votes for the Communist Party.
not quite that far. But anyway, so I mean, not really got any other leads, but we might as well try looking for something.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's got
that's true.
to be a reason why his uncle wants him down here.
My guess is, like rival kind of thing. Fellow spirit of ambition. Both of them want to be the most ambitious. Does that make sense?
Possibly. Didn't really see much of younger Mr. Enoff doing anything particularly ambitious up there. He just seemed to be sitting around.
Well, he did ask me about my ambitions, but yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that must have been...
Yeah, let's just say the oil didn't help.
Well, no, that was... Oil bath is absolutely horrible, but... Okay, so, yep, don't trust... So we're saying don't trust either of them.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Alright, so... In that case, we have to start looking elsewhere in this Gaia-forsaken hellscape.
Yeah.
Right. No,
That reminds me. So I assume there's obviously like no sun in the sky. Is there anything else in the sky like that provides light?
No, it's always the thing is it looks and feels like it's always dusk around here.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're in Blades in the Dark.
Kind of.
Yes.
It has
It's
like
a good comparison.
Yes, it has that kind of Gotham by Gaslight feel about it.
Oh
Yes.
God, what a good show!
Mm-hmm. So yes, most of the lighting will come from gas lamps on the streets and things.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm open to suggestions because, well, that's the truth of it. We're beholden to a nature goddess. We're not really. This isn't really in our element down here.
No, true enough. Although on the other hand, you want to go like rummage through the trash of this place? Feels like there would be a lot of it.
Yes, rummage through the trash of this place, or in another way, rummage through this place.
Accurate.
Yep, I'm sure we can find something. I mean, let's face it, big industrial place. There must be like landfills or the old equivalent of those for somewhere around here that stretch on for fucking miles.
Probably, yeah.
Perhaps going through the trash of this place and seeing if we can find any, I don't know, discarded documents or anything.
Sure.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe we can find out something more. Actually, yeah. Let's go take a look at like I don't know, Mr. Posh Guy's trash heap. I'm sure he has one somewhere.
Okay, Joan, I think that's our intention.
Yep. So you're gonna go try and find Mr. Inhofe Senior's garbage and look through that.
Pretty much.
Yes. That.
Like personal garbage, obviously, not just like his industry's garbage.
No, of course. How are you going to discern which garbage pile to sift through? Because there are many.
Since I picked up his cologne scent, can I see if I can find that? So I'm sure he's like handled stuff. Maybe it's still got his scent on it.
Yes.
Yeah, something like that.
And you very quickly come to the conclusion that he rarely, if ever, you've been lucky in catching him outside at all, because it seems like this building is basically his permanent base. He is a spirit, after all.
Yeah.
He doesn't really need a home.
Wait, did we catch him outside? Because I thought the old guy was in his office. When we saw him.
No, but you caught his scent outside.
Oh, right.
So he has been out, but it's apparently that is not normal. He seems to the office building seems to be home.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I know, him being a spirit, he doesn't need to sleep or anything, but I wonder if, like, he still has, like, a private room kind of thing? Like a study, maybe? Something like that?
That is a good question. The obvious follow-up question is, how are you going to learn if he does?
Well, I was gonna say, like, maybe I can find a map of the place, but probably not.
That, I think, is probably a tall order.
Rummages through the trash, just finds a map of that.
What luck?
I'd say shake up a spirit till they tell us, but I feel like they wouldn't be inclined.
Nah.
Yeah, Boo actually makes a suggestion there in writing.
Yes.
Have a look. Ask the nephew, be honest with him. Yeah, but that's true. We could do that. Again, we play it by ear in terms of how much we trust him. But
I mean, she's fucking naive. She even has
fair.
a flaw pertaining to the fact that she's naive. It's called naive.
really, I'd say not being naive.
But
naive.
what she basically suggests is that we could go ask the nephew, tell him what the man wants to do, and that we need a thing out of him. So could he please thank us and help? Otherwise, the only other thing we have is drag him back there.
This is true.
It's not a bad idea, honestly.
Well, then, if that's the case, we've got to find a way out of here.
I'm sure we'll manage.
I like your optimism, but we need results as well, so I have to go searching for it.
I'm good at searching. I find the weirdest stuff.
Yeah, you do.
So logic dictates that since this is all one big industrial zone and there ain't going to be any kind of outskirts leading to the countryside, perhaps trains or something?
Maybe.
Trains go out in the countryside.
Although you saying that it doesn't lead out to the countryside makes me think, what if somebody goes into the Scar from the countryside? Does it just keep being city?
I don't know, that's what I'm wondering.
Give me an occult plus intelligence roll.
All of us, or
Those who wish to figure out how that would work.
I'll roll it.
I'm so glad I actually upped my occult at the end of last session.
Not
That's it, that's not
enigmas?
Xander.
Boo!
I'll allow
Occult plus
enigmas.
intelligence,
I'll allow
that's-
enigmas.
Yay!
That's 1d6.
I mean,
1d10, I
1d10,
mean.
yes.
because to poor little Boo, she's covered in enigma spirits constantly, so you know.
Yeah, is it a DC6 roll?
Yes, it's a DC6 roll.
I choose to believe the Riddler is just constantly bothering you, Boo.
2 successes.
He's slowly becoming more and more Gotham by Gaslight.
Yes.
Alright.
It gets 1
Nice.
with enigmas.
Yes. The fact is that getting into the Scar from the countryside is going to be practically impossible.
Yeah.
And as Barry realizes, there are only these umbral sub-realms like the Scar and all the others
Yeah.
have very specific entrance points,
Yes.
such as the oil bath. So you need to find, they typically stay the same. If you found an entry point, then it'll stay there. But at least, usually somebody would have to actively try to close it or open another one, for it to change.
Right.
But that means that you wouldn't be able to go out into the great wild yonder and find a way into the Scar. It has to be in a place which would have some sort of connection to the sort of thing that happens in the Scar.
Yeah.
Right.
Because we did actually go. Because when we first came out of where we did, yeah, the way back wasn't clear. It was like it had closed behind us. So.
Yes.
So maybe if we could try going back there and looking a little harder. It might have just been hidden.
Maybe.
It's as good as bet as any, and then if not, then we can start looking for other locations that have a similar energy about them.
Yeah, we can start there. That's not bad thoughts at all.
Mm-hmm. Gotta navigate our way back through this morass of miserable, myopic mess. Yes.
Good alliteration.
Yes, I do like me some alliteration.
So you try to find your way back to where you came in, is what I'm hearing.
As a start, yes.
All right.
Or shortened down to
All right.
Molly thinks that's mega.
Oof.
Wonderful. I'm glad to have inspired you all to get in on this. It's fantastic.
You head back to where you got in, but that is very quickly obvious to you that this is an entry point. It's not an exit point.
Right.
So you will.
Well, I mean, good.
You will need to find another way out.
All right.
I think in the background you could just suddenly hear Molly go, "Oh, thank."
Yeah, not having to go back through the
Through the oil, yeah.
Yeah, through the oil.
I think Xander leans over to Molly. He's like, "Did you have a rough time last time, kid?"
Understatement of the century, right there.
Right. Well, we'll find a way out. That's not an oil bath.
Yes, please.
So, the question is how you're going to do that.
Yes.
Yes,
So
indeed.
We shall find what we can. So, well, part of the reason why the oil bath was effective as it was I think twofold. Firstly, oil is a big part of the symbol of industrialism.
Absolutely.
Secondly, it's a reflective liquid surface, and reflective surfaces are all about how you get in and out of different levels of the umbra. So we need to find something similar.
So maybe the opposite, because like we're going away from the scar, right? Kind of, or like from the depths of it, if that makes sense.
Possibly, but I'm not sure that's how it works in World of Darkness or not. Can you comment on that, John?
It's not. If you need to deal with the umbra, then a reflective surface is typically needed.
All right, so.
Oh yeah, I'm more thinking like a reflective surface, but like for example, clean water or something.
Yes. In that regard, yes, absolutely. Find something which is pure.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think the Garufi nudges the one with the spirit speak.
That would be me.
Hey, you can ask a spirit where there would be some.
I feel like if they knew where it was, they'd be trying to, not make
Depends
it clean.
on what kind of spirit. I've seen several rats down here.
It's true.
True, and rats do like water, I suppose.
Well,
They also kind of like us, but they kind of is the place where they can get food, and there's a lot here.
yeah.
They're opportunists, not necessarily bad.
I getcha.
Where there is industrialization, there is vermin.
That's very true.
What, you want to like go through the eye of a rat or something, like a reflection of a rat?
But Boss Man can talk to them. He can ask, where is clean water or something else untouched?
I suppose you could.
Yeah, we can look around.
If you need to know where stuff is, ask a boner or something else on the bottom feeders.
It's very true. We
I
should
getcha.
go back to our roots.
Wonderful.
All right. So that's the plan. I basically go searching for a kindred rat spirit.
Yes. Now that is not too difficult to find. There are quite a lot of rats in.
I choose to believe we like turn around and there's just like a heap of them,
Yeah.
So where would we find a rat? Turns around, there's rats everywhere. Never mind.
Never mind. There are quite a lot of rats in the scar. It's one of the most common Gaian spirits to actually make it in here, because
It can get in everywhere.
It can get in everywhere, and it can survive on anything.
You could actually
It's
just
kind
instead
of
of
one of the reasons that despite where they are, Boo isn't as touched as someone from fucking Child of Gaia would be, because she's good at adapting.
Yes.
It's the one thing Bo and Norris have up on others. They're fucking good at adapting.
Absolutely. Actually, instead of asking for clean water, how about we just ask the rat for an exit? It probably knows one.
Possibly. First things first is find one of them that's actually willing to talk to us.
Oh yeah.
So
Hey.
Rippity rappity rat, I'm looking.
They all look, the whole slew of rats nearby when you call out, and most of them, turn around and run away.
They are rats.
Exactly.
I have this
they are
mental
rats.
image of
Yes.
Barry running around going, "Get back here, you little shit!"
No, I think I like to think that because I have the merit. I'm going to remind that I have the merit spirit magnet. I like to think that a few of them stick around because of that.
Yes, in fact. A couple of them do the exact opposite and kind of slink closer to Barry when he starts talking, because he's interesting. What is this 2 legs?
Hey there.
One of them, kind of puts its nose up and is like, "You're not like the others."
No, we're from elsewhere.
Ooh, you're from the outside.
Vegeta has good wares.
Yes.
Ooh. Did you bring food?
Oh fuck. Hold on.
What's it asking?
Want some food? Let me just give me a second. There's plenty of detritus in this. I imagine there's an alleyway or something, right?
Oh yeah.
All right, I'll get my can out and I'll attempt to do some cooking.
Yep, the rat is fine with this.
Well, yeah.
They eat anything.
Yeah, and it'll be edible.
Exactly, that's the point. It won't taste
And
good.
it'll be filling.
Exactly. Could you imagine the luxury of having something that's filling for a rat?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, cooking is a roll of... With
For some reason, in my mind, for a second, I thought all the spirits here ate McDonald's or something, like junk food kind of thing.
I would not put it past them.
Me neither.
I could actually see that happening.
Fucking
Like
Big
in
Mac.
They
like
eat whatever is
industrial
left behind in the trash, right?
like industrial revolution version of McDonald's.
Yeah. There is one, I can't remember the name of it. Yes, that's enough to feed 2 people.
That is precisely it. There are 2 rats.
Wonderful. So yeah. Have some of this.
The rats go to town immediately and eat an abnormally large amount of food for they're large rats, but they're still rats, right?
Yeah.
But they just chomp it down. And
That might also attract some of the others, food.
Oh no.
Oh.
Before you know it, they've actually eaten their way through your food and are very, very round rats by now.
Mm-hmm.
I was imagining for a second when you said more rats approaching AJ, that they would coalesce and become one giant rat, just become this coalescent
We
being.
are Legion.
Yeah, we are Legion. Give us more food.
Feed us, but no, that's not
Give
what
the rat
happens.
your food.
That is in fact not what happened. It's just
Stop giving Joan ideas.
Yeah, but the
fine.
rat spirit.
it is just a very a couple of very well-fed rats after a while.
Yeah, that's fine. There you go.
All right, what you looking for, Gov?
Looking for a way back out of this place.
Ooh, you're looking for the diamond mine.
Ooh, that sounds exciting.
Yes, they keep trying to chip away at it, and it doesn't work because they're using metal shovels and metal picks and so on. But diamond is too hard.
What's he saying?
It says what we're looking for is called the diamond mine.
Ooh.
They keep trying to they keep trying to work on it with metal tools, and they just keep breaking because obviously diamond beats whatever they try and chip away with metal with it.
Well, diamond is a girl's best friend, so.
Mm-hmm.
Thing is, if you want to get out, you're gonna have to go through it.
And I imagine going through it isn't all that difficult, all that easy. Sorry, that's what I meant to say.
Well, you have to go through, well, a sheet of diamond.
All right. I see. That might be a little awkward, but
Out of character for a second, I thought you meant like go through the diamond mine and like D&D style dungeon delving.
I mean that too. But
Nice.
no, it's more. Right. Well, if it's the only way out, we'll have to give it a bash.
Literally.
Yeah, literally.
I
I
mean, my
can
claws are
show
very
you how.
Ooh, I'd be very grateful if you could. Thank you.
I think Xander looks to Barry and then Molly. It's like, good thing we have our own personal wrecking crew.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do tend to come in like a wrecking ball.
Yes. First things first. He's looking at the rat. First, Xander, you get a thumbs up over Barry's shoulder at you saying that, and the moment that you then mentioned the Wrecking Ball song quote, Molly, the thumbs up transforms into a middle finger and points in your direction.
Okay, Boomer.
Ah, brilliant.
We're back, baby.
Yes. Yes, please. No, show us how. We'd be very grateful.
And the rat starts to, well,
Waddle.
waddle off was what the word I was looking for. It's not quite running right now.
No. And another day of remarkable achievement.
Yes, it basically after about 10 or 15 steps, it kind of huffs and goes, could I get a lift?
Yep.
You can
Hey, Boo.
pop it on Boo.
Yeah, about to say, hey, Boo, you fancy carrying the rat?
Sure.
So just gently pick it up and put it on in between Boo's ears.
Yes, you have a very large, very well fed, very content rat being carried around now.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't know these were spirits, that would be adorable.
Yes,
Mhm.
actually, it actually still kind of is if you think about it, because them being Gaian spirits in this awful place.
Oh yeah.
Interesting how vermin becomes so much nicer when everything is terrible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really. And you start following the rat's directions, and the rat does in fact lead you to a rail yard.
Ooh. Exciting.
And it tells you that it knows the not only the way, but it knows what changes to make to when you have to basically halt the train and change the what's it called, when
Tracks?
when the tracks split, and you have to go either one way or the other. There's that divider.
Oh yeah, of course.
The rail switch.
The rail switch. Thank you. That was the word. It knows what way to turn all the rail switches.
Ah,
Whoa.
nice.
And it's quite happy because the rat is literally feeling full and sated for the first time in its existence.
Which is wow.
So it's feeling very helpful towards you because, and that's because, had you fed it anything else, it would have still helped you.
Yeah.
But that gift explicitly states that the food you get is filling.
Yes, filling and nutritious.
Yes.
So.
And as you said, for a rat to actually feel full is not something that happens terribly often.
No. I did a good thing. I feel so happy.
Yes, you did. You did a very good thing. You actually helped the spirit.
Nice.
So it'll help you by showing you the rail switches as well and how to turn them on the way there. But you are going to have to hijack the biggest and most powerful locomotive in the rail yard.
Oh well, that's no pressure. Okay.
Who isn't orderly happy about the fact that they get to hijack a fucking train?
All right.
Not really thinking about the consequences for doing so, but looking forward to being able to do so.
Yeah. I take it it's guarded.
It probably will be, yes.
All right. Well, in that case, yeah, we'll have to make sure we get ready for that. I mean, I think most of us are still in. I think the point is most of us are still in werewolf form, if I remember correctly.
Ispo, but yes.
Yes, well, we're not in Homid, basically.
Oh, I thought we shifted to Hamid in order to get into the.
We might have done.
Spirit.
We might have done, actually. That's a good point.
I have myself marked in Hamid at the moment.
Oh, well, that's fine. In that case, we can just, because I've been doing the human voice. So I might just say that we went back to Homid. But yeah, we can change back to war form when we need to. Basically, Barry will be like, well, in that case, we better get ready for a scrap. You don't have to stick around if you don't want to. You can get yourself to safety.
Okay, I'll hide in the locomotive.
Sorry, it cut out there. Can you repeat that?
It says, yeah, sure, I'll hide in the locomotive.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, we'll meet up with you there. I'd be glad to have you along with us.
You should know, it's probably guarded by hunter-killers.
Oh.
By what?
Yeah, I think Xander's like, the hell are hunter killers?
They're basically spirits of weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Xander kind of grins. He knows weapons.
Yeah, and I'm willing to bet, well, what very little I own in life, that I bet that they'll have their weapons might have silver bullets or silver edges or whatever the fuck they need.
They probably won't need to because they're already spirits.
Oh, that's true, actually. Good point. Thanks for reminding me. So we've got to be very careful how we do this.
You should also know that there's been a weapons research breakthrough recently. It says and looks a bit worried.
What kind of weapons research breakthrough?
They've created something. The Inhofe company has created something called the Gatling Spirit.
Oh, joy! Mm-hmm.
Happily unawares of what's being said because I don't have spirit speech. Yeah. I am looking at the people around because I'm gonna get to bowl all of you over and take this train.
Mm-hmm. Oh goody. Okay, Boo. Just so you're aware, what our friend here is saying is that they've got weapon spirits, a new one which is basically it's you know guns.
Bang ones, yes.
I think Xander puts up a hand to Barry. He goes, because I'm assuming you shared Gatling Spirit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Xander's like, don't worry, boss, I got this. And then he goes into a detailed explanation of what a Gatling gun is.
Yes. And Boo is probably, I imagine, not following it terribly well.
Yeah.
I think there is the unfortunate thing happening where when a dog doesn't understand it, they tilt their head.
Yeah.
Which means the poor rat falls. Like, what?
Oh no.
Grab it.
Yeah, the rat gets grabbed and actually scuttles to the ground because it's gonna go and find a hiding place with the locomotive. And it is a huge the locomotive that you can that you're looking at is freaking enormous.
Yep.
It's a huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I shall show you a picture if I can just get this thing to.
Yes, I shall show you using this most latest of industrial innovations, a photograph.
Yes.
I'm chuckling to myself because I realize I have 8 crafts blessing, so I'm just imagining Werewolf with like M16s.
I mean, as metal and
Sounds like your average glasswalker Arun to me.
Yes.
Also back.
I'm gonna share it in the game.
Let's have a look.
There you go.
Let's look at the image. Oh yes, that is a proper.
It is a beast of a
that's a big
locomotive.
boy.
Is it red?
No, it is actually pitch black.
Oh, it was supposed to be red with Hogwarts Express on it, and the reason it's here is because the creator is a bastard.
Yeah.
I was choosing to believe red because it goes faster and they're all about efficiency.
Orcs.
No, that's blue.
I mean,
When it's blue, it's faster.
What?
Yeah, but they wouldn't follow anything the orcs do, because firstly the orcs are all very chaotic, and secondly they're plants, so they're natural.
They're mushrooms.
Oh, fungi.
Yeah,
That's true, I suppose.
They
They're
are.
fun guys.
They're fungi, and they're mushrooms.
Fun
as well.
guys.
But anyway,
Anyway.
that is a
Yes, that's
a so-called PRRQ2. In case anybody wants to look it up, any of the viewers, a PRRQ2, with a space between the second R and the Q.
Yes.
So it is a very, very large locomotive, steam locomotive.
Yes.
I can't get over the fun guys thing.
And, I mean that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. All right. So well,
I'll be here all week.
well, it's good to know. It's good to know your obsessive knowledge of guns might come in useful here, Yank. But do you reckon you might be able that will help you in facing spirits shaped like them?
Who he yanking?
It's a slang term for a person
American.
from America, where he comes from.
Oh.
Xander just chuckles and scratches Boo between the ears.
She's happy. She does not know what a Gatling gun is, but it sounded interesting.
Yep.
All right.
I mean, hey,
A lot
if you
of
have one
fangs
left
is
over,
what she
I
understood.
wouldn't. If you have one left over, I'd use it.
All right. I think speed and stealth to start as much as possible until we really need to get the claws out, and then we stick together and fight as one. Try not
Yep,
to.
Lupus it is. Let's go.
So if we grab this gat thing, we can turn it on the others?
It's a spirit. I don't think it works like that.
Well, but if we hold it and force it, shrug.
If you think Xander, if you want to try that, and I can see by that grinning expression on your face you want to try it, then be my guest. But I mean,
Oh my god, yes!
yeah, look at the image. He shared.
Okay, so just the link alone is not okay. Like, oh my god!
But yeah, no. I mean, that's obviously a very modern rotary cannon, but still, that is basically what Xander is imagining in his mind right now.
Yeah, so we're just gonna like go to an A10 and rip the 30mm off it. Is what we're doing.
Ladies and gentlemen of the viewing audience, this is basically this is Xander's wet dream.
Absolutely.
Yep. All he needs is to find a way to make to fill that thing with incendiary bullets to use against vampires, and he'll be golden.
I mean, just incendiary. At least make it explosive as well. Come on.
That's true. That's true. Anyway,
got to dream big here.
All right, I'm going to attempt to transform back to war form. I think. So.
All right, so you're gonna go try to. You have time to do so. No.
Oh, okay. In that case, I will.
Nothing.
Okay.
Is, you can choose your forms freely, for this.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you for reminding me. I'm going to forget. I'm going to keep forgetting that, but it's good to know that.
Yep. I'm going to go to Krenos as well.
Yes.
Yep.
I imagine Boo having a inner conversation with herself because she's seen Disney and Pixar movies doing that.
Mhm.
This one in particular, like, I am speed.
Mhm.
What
Who
you
has
see
seen Cars
is,
confirmed?
what you see is a standing next to the what is it called? Next to the locomotive is a it's almost like a guard post where somebody would have been sitting, and there are 3 guns, 3 rifles, that are leaned up against each other. They're set up in like a pyramid.
All right.
Supporting each other. And the rat just runs past them because
it's a rat. Who fucking cares?
Exactly. The rat is just another spirit, and there are rats everywhere in this place, as you yourself put it. But once any of you guys approach, it's a different matter entirely.
Mm-hmm.
The guns are basically lifted by unseen hands and cocked.
Mm-hmm.
And pointed towards you.
So
They're
much for
not
being
shooting
stealthy.
yet.
All right.
But they are making it very clear that you should back off.
Yes. Yes. Leave now, or we shall be forced to terminate you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like you, I'm the Terminator.
You are on fire tonight.
I think Boo just tilts her head. Need a distraction?
Yes.
Boo looks very concentrated.
Yes.
And then she decides that the best fucking distraction is just running in one direction way too close to them.
Close to the guns.
Yes, it is.
You know, running toward, and the second they are focusing on her, running off to the side to give the others a fucking in.
Yeah.
Distracting them!
I mean, I guess.
That sounds dangerous.
That does sound dangerous.
Yes.
She asked if they needed a distraction. They said yes.
I mean,
Osman
yeah.
said yes.
Yeah.
Very true.
Bossman says sacrifice yourself for the cause.
Sacrifice yourself for the
And
gods.
since I'm his bow, and they are not shooting silver, I hope.
Take
some of it off. I hope.
As was pointed out, they're spirits. Spirits damage is its own can of beans, as it were.
Yeah, they have something called charms. So just like this, and I'm explaining this to you so you have a chance to if you wish to redo your action, because a spirit has access to abilities such as the one that you were subjected to from the ones you fought in the Umbra before coming in here, where they could incite frenzy. And it is very likely that a weapon spirit would have something
along the same.
Something very nasty.
Yeah,
is
that makes
Boo
sense.
warned about this?
Boo knows about this from her training.
Okay. It's just in case she didn't know from her training, was she then warned by someone who knew, like, you know, the third?
I think absolutely he would have taken care to educate people about this sort of thing.
Yeah. In that case, Boo will ask that if she goes somewhere else, could they keep attention so she can sneak in behind them?
I mean, they seem to be pretty attentive right now.
Yeah.
So, go right the fuck ahead.
In that case, she'll back off and then get out of their vision and sneak in behind them, if she can.
Alright.
The way you say that makes it sound like a Skyrim thing, like, you know, you just get out of the god's vision and, like, must have been the wind.
Just, you know, crouch and then they don't see me anymore.
Stealth 100.
Who's there?
Yes. Yeah. No. Well. Anyway. As you do this, basically, Barry's kind of like, all right, you two, hands up and back away slowly. Keep them focused.
Oh no! I
Xander
seem to have hurt my leg. I am moving even slower.
I think Xander
Make
just
a
like
mental note of them not
turns.
needing any actor things because they're not good at it.
Speak for Molly.
Yeah.
Thing is, they're not opening fire as long as you're not getting closer.
No, I'm trying to sneak in behind them.
I know that, but the others...
Okay, that's fine. That's good. So we can back up a little bit, and once it's clear that they're not shooting, but they're also not moving away, that we'll just alright, stay
and
here.
then we can get a roll from Boo to get her behind the spirits.
I would say, can I make a roll to see how bad my acting is, but I don't think I need to.
Well, please don't.
From what you just described, it's pretty awful.
Which is probably why they're staring like...
I think they lack the imagination to be kind of curious.
Aha!
Oh, good God.
Goodness gracious. Okay.
Yep.
Sneaky ducko, sneaky ducko, sneaky,
Yes.
sneaky, sneak.
Very good.
The 3 rifles in the air, all of them are for the weapons nerds out there. They are Martini Henry rifles.
Oh, of course. Nice.
Oh yeah.
So the rifle that didn't win the British Empire, because that was the brown vest, but definitely the rifle that
secured it.
Yes, the rifle that secured it.
I mean, them being breech loaders, like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, so they're just hanging ominously in the air there, and pointing in you guys' general direction, but are not actually doing anything.
Tagging.
Boo is just happily sneaking around by what she accomplishes is she's like, okay, all of the rifles are on one side of the locomotive, and they're not doing anything bad so long as we're not getting any closer. So I'll go over on the other side of the locomotive and move along it.
Mm-hmm.
Which works. They don't seem to notice that she just goes over to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
They're weapon spirits. They're dangerous. They're not particularly smart.
Okay.
Fair.
Chris's just made me feel like he was getting more skeptical as you were going along.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the Gatling spirits to appear. In the meantime, if it works for her and they're not paying attention, then basically it's like Barry's like, it seems to work for us. Should the rest of us give it a go?
I think for her case, she's trying to get up on top so she can, help the others with "go now" kind of thing.
Okay. Fair enough.
By the way, I'm less scared of the Gatling and more the artillery cannon, like grape shot kind of thing. Like
that does exist.
Oh God! Of course it does.
There is such a thing as a howitzer spirit.
Oh God.
Yep.
I shouldn't like that, but I do.
And it should be the great, as it says here, the greatest of the hunter killers whom all revere is none other than the war totem called Clashing Boom Boom. But yeah, that's
Oh my God.
I think that is a totem listed in one of the tribe books.
Oh man.
That's pretty great. Okay, next time when we do like a glasswalker, like only glasswalkers, we're getting that. We're like following that one. That's gonna be our totem.
Clashing Boom Boom. Yeah.
Clashing Boom Boom. Hell yeah.
All right.
Hell.
I guess Xander's gonna take his turn and try and sneak by.
Yeah. You want to make a roll?
I do. Please don't suck. Please don't suck.
Hey, you're doing fine.
Hey, there we go.
Did you remember the extra die for being helped?
Yes, that is actually a good point. You're all getting help from...
I did not.
You all get help with this from Boo, who is showing you how to do this. So everybody gets an extra D to roll.
Giggity.
Okay.
I do enjoy me some D now and then. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
I think we were all thinking it. You just said.
I was just thinking it. I am so happy we're on the same page here.
Yeah. You might just be the No, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go anywhere with that. So what are we rolling with the extra dice again?
Ladies and gentlemen of the viewing audience, this is a service announcement. My players are pervs.
I am a perv.
I think they knew that already, to be honest. So, okay. What are we rolling again?
You get an extra die.
Oh,
Dex and stealth.
Yeah, so you
Because-
roll Dex and stealth, but with one more die to the dice pool because you're
Because
getting help.
Boo is a supporter.
Yes.
ooh,
Very nice.
Very nice.
Sneaky doggos.
yes. Oh, sneaky werewolf in this case.
Yes.
Somehow, a 9-foot tall, hairy death machine manages to be sneaky.
And so that is 3 of you rolling.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to roll.
Yes.
Apologies. One
Let's
moment.
just see if we get you through it as well.
Yeah.
So all
don't
rolls
be
a
suspicious.
-1.
Yeah. Let me just check real quick. Yeah.
Oh, you're doing fine.
Fine. It's fine.
Everyone gets around the locomotive to the other side, and you hear the sound of the guns basically stacking themselves again. Because threat is gone. Threat is
Right.
neutralized.
That was weird.
It was weird, but also kind of cool in a way. If that makes
Yes.
sense.
Yeah. You can just imagine the spirits. Well done, boys. Yeah, we showed them, didn't we?
Yes.
Rabble.
I don't know why I imagine the guns with mustaches.
I was about to say that.
It's Victorian era guns. Like, the soldiers in the British Army, I think
Up
up until a certain...
Up
Yeah,
until after the First World War, it was mandatory for any
Yes.
British soldier that could grow a mustache to grow a mustache.
Yes.
The only soldiers that were exempt from this were territorial troops. They had their own rules. So if you were in the Canadian Army, for example, you weren't obligated to grow a mustache. Or if you were a Sikh.
Yes.
It's like that. That's like that thing where, like in I remember this was like back in the First World War where they'd say like British officers don't duck kind of thing, like
Yes.
which
They
is
don't
also
run.
just insane.
Mm-hmm.
They walk across the battlefield of the Somme at a leisurely pace and get mowed down.
They do, and then eventually after that had happened enough times, so like maybe officers do run after
Maybe
all.
they
Yeah.
do, yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
the only British unit on the Somme where the officer got the orders to walk, and he just took one look at it, looked at his soldiers, and said, "Okay, boys, take your packs off and be ready to bolt." So he
Yep.
basically gave them an order to run. They were the unit that took the least casualties. Amazing, isn't it?
Funny
Gee.
that. I imagine that he was reprimanded by his superiors for failing.
Heavily. He was threatened with court-martial.
Yes, of course he was. Anyway,
yes.
back to sneaky werewolves. So
Back to sneaky werewolves in not World War One.
Yes.
I mean,
We're close enough, but yeah.
yes. One last tangent. That would actually be a pretty cool werewolf campaign. World War One werewolves. Anyway, so we're basically, are we able to get any closer to the main engine of the train?
Yes, you get all the way to if you look at the picture of the of the train again.
Yep.
You get all the way to the to where you can climb up into the steering house.
Oh, okay. Excellent. I'm.
You're probably going to have to keep your heads down a little, or the guns are going to notice that you're up there. But you can do so.
Okay, I would like to make a perception roll to see if I can notice if the Gatling spirit is somewhere around.
All right,
So
go ahead and make a roll.
I wonder if gun spirits like to be used. Like if you're like,
know.
oh, I want to shoot a thing, like,
Right? Because I will happily grab a gun spirit and use it.
yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, but I don't think I can't see Uncanny Instinct playing a part in this particular instance, but
no, it doesn't.
no, but anyway, one success.
One success. You you can't see anymore. The only thing that you can see is you're looking down the length of the boiler, which is obviously fucking huge.
Oh yeah.
On this thing, and you do have a very brief moment of a feeling of raw power.
Oh yeah. Yes. So
the Glasswalkers actually used to be called the Iron Riders, and they used to be it used to be because of locomotives.
Oh yeah.
Pretty cool.
If you look at the tribal symbol for the Glasswalkers, nowadays it's generally believed to symbolize like a tall skyscraper building.
Yeah.
It's not.
It is just a locomotive. They turned it 90 degrees.
No, it's rail tracks. It's rail tracks.
Ah,
right.
nice. Yes.
I would find it very funny, by the way, if they did. It's just like, well, we need a new symbol. Just turn the old one 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Yes. I think in many ways the Glasswalkers are the tribe that's had the most name changes as the times have gone by.
Yes,
because
they are.
yeah, there were the Glasswalkers, the Iron Riders before that. Then it was the Warders of Men or something.
Yeah.
And then in their earliest incarnation, when back when men didn't quite exist in what their modern form, they were the Warders of Apes, which is very charming of them. And yeah, basically every time they updated their name, they just added another horizontal stripe onto their symbol.
Yep.
All right, so
It's pretty funny.
all right, so we're going to try and sneak our way, as you said, into the steering house.
Yep.
Does it look like is there anyone in there? Is there anyone in the cab?
There's nobody in there, but there is steam. The thing, there isn't much steam. You're going to have to start shoveling coal pretty much instantly.
Yeah.
But there are embers in there, so there is enough steam that you can start moving forward at a pedestrian pace.
Yes.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay.
All right.
So, Xander has the drive skill just for stuff like this.
Mm-hmm. I mean, potentially that could work. I mean, you're probably more used to driving cars, but it's certainly worth a go. So
it is. I'll allow it because the skill does cover this.
That's fair.
It's meant to cover stuff like this.
Of course.
One of those things where the system, in this case, where the World of Darkness system is. You could have taken a secondary skill called Drive Locomotive, I guess, but that would have been like, who will go into such details?
Right.
Yeah, of course, that's fine. So basically, Barry's like, all right, I reckon, Xander, you drive. The rest of us...
Yeah, that sounds good.
A couple of us... One of us needs to shovel... a couple of us need to shovel the coal to keep it fed, or it won't go anywhere. And then, Molly, if you want, you stand guard in case something comes after us.
All right.
She's
actually talking that loud.
Yep. Keep it down, damn it!
The guns start to rattle again.
See what I mean? Like, get in there quickly! Everyone in here!
Yeah, I think Xander gets in there and quickly looks over all the controls. Mm-hmm. He's like, "All right, I got this," and starts flipping them and getting them ready.
Yep, and Barry just immediately grabs. In his massive paws, whatever shovel he can get his hands on, this toothpick of a shovel, and just starts shoveling coal.
Shoveling coal into the boiler.
Yes, and
I think.
Yeah.
I think too.
Boo.
I think Boo's connection got killed.
I think so.
Oh no.
Not very good connection in the Industrial Revolution, I'm afraid.
No.
I mean. That's hardly surprising.
Although, honestly, thinking about it, 100 years in the future, is the scar just gonna like stay this way, or is it gonna turn into 21st century?
There we are. You said I think, and then you cut out.
That's because my headset has started this annoying thing where it doesn't warn me if it's running out of power.
Oh.
It just
sucks.
fucking shuts off, like, oh, I'm out now.
Okay.
No, I think Boo is going to one-up Yeet's vampire, just turn around and start digging it into it.
Nice.
Yep.
Just dip. That could also work. It's probably going to spray coal around as well, but that's fine.
It does, but
Molly's like, God, quit.
Mm-hmm.
Like throwing shit. I mean, I'm not in front of the furnace, so
Yes, in the spirit of Britain's favourite TV presenting orangutan, Jeremy Clarkson, we shall call upon our old friend Speed and Power.
Nice.
TV presenting orangutan. I love that. Okay,
That's a pretty good one.
That is very good. You manage to get the coal starts to the coal catches pretty much instantly. Obviously catches fire, and then the heat starts to build, and because it's already going, as I said, you can move forward at a snail's pace initially, but it relatively quickly starts to build. But before it does start to build, the rifles obviously react, because
Yeah.
wait,
fuck?
somebody is abducting our train. We were told not to let the train be abducted. This is bad. So the guns snap to attention again, and start shooting.
I mean, can they actually see us?
No, they can't. They're shooting pretty much here, there, and everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
They're not really aiming for anything in particular, but they're assuming that somebody must be out there because somebody is running away with the with the train.
The American school of shooting and combat.
I thought this was Britain. God damn it! Take cover.
No, that's fine. So yes, quickly get out of here.
I'm just keeping down. That's easier.
Yeah.
While digging coals into this thing. Come on.
Out of curiosity, Joan,
yes.
Do they just keep is it like bang, 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 or is it like bang, reload, the breech loader thing going? I'm actually curious.
You hear the distinct sound of a shell being ejected between every shot. But they reload very, very swiftly.
Oh yeah.
Damn! Turns out they turned them into Winchesters. No wonder they're American.
A trained British soldier can reload his rifle in under 10 seconds flat. I'll have you now.
Well, I'd hope you can reload a breech loader in 10 seconds. Goddamn.
I've just got the sound of the Springfield cartridge being ejected.
Oh no, it's
not quite that one Garand thing.
It's not a Garand. I would like it to be.
The Garand sound is iconic
so good.
in its own way.
I am very glad it's not an M1 Garand, because we'd be getting peppered by a lot more bullets, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yes, but you are getting peppered whenever a bullet comes your way by very large caliber bullets.
Oh yeah, they were much bigger bullets back then.
I wish to take the largest hard thing and hold it in front of me.
The thing is, of course, you're also in a heavily armored train.
Yep.
Yeah.
But what you realize is, for example, one of you at one point has, and I'll leave it up to you who it is, but one of you has a hand up against the side of the train.
Probably Molly.
Yeah, it's Molly.
And you get a slight electric zap after one of them shoots. It's not much. It's not enough that you take damage, or if you do, it's one level of damage and it heals the following round or something. It's
a bruise thing.
Yeah, it's not much. But if you had been because it's basically you feel it through the armor plating or through the iron of the steering house. But you're also like, wait a second, guns aren't supposed to shoot electricity.
They invented like Tesla guns or something.
One of the I'll just let you know what it is you have avoided fighting, because these things are unspeakably nasty. This a hunter killer weapon spirit is from the Book of the Weaver, and they have 9 rage.
Good lord.
7 gnosis, 8 willpower.
Damn.
And 45 power.
Ooh.
So 45 health levels each.
Jeez.
That's actually insane.
Yes.
So quite a bit.
Furthermore, they have the following as appropriate. So they can choose between several different charms, including armor, which none of these would have because they're small handheld weapons.
Yeah.
Blast flame or similar effect. Disable. Incite frenzy, which they would have. Lightning bolts, which is what you just felt. Shapeshift and throw shrapnel. They don't have shapeshift, but they do have throw shrapnel.
God, like the flamethrower one is like that Russian shotgun, the like dragon breath thing.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
the dragon rounds.
Yes. So you would have been up against these things with Incite Frenzy, Disable, Lightning Bolts, and Throw Shrapnel.
Yeah, and they not only outstatted us, but they could tank us.
They could tank you. They are fucking nasty.
Yes,
I want to go home.
Yeah, we're working on that. I've shared privately, guys. I've shared privately in our It's Dog's Life chat a video of the sort of firing cycle of a Martini Henry, so you can get an idea of the sound and how quickly they can reload these things.
Yeah.
Probably like just. Oh, I choose to believe it's just like sped up footage kind of thing, like where it just goes like 3 times as fast.
In succession.
Yeah. Like,
Whoa.
It's a pretty nasty weapon to be subjected to. For one thing, it can be fired pretty quickly.
yeah.
Secondly, as the sound, if you're listening to the sound of it, it's a heavy thud because it's a large caliber weapon.
Yeah, it's quite a boo.
Isn't it like 12 millimeter or something?
I'm glad we avoided that. I need to quickly go and grab my dinner, but I should be back.
Yeah, sure. We will wait for you.
I actually really like that sound. Boom.
Yeah,
Maybe that's where the Tommy gun
it's
comes
a
from.
satisfactory sound it makes.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
I have to remember I also have hair sleep.
God,
Keep
like
forgetting I have gifts.
thinking about it, the more fitting thing than a Gatling gun, which we would encounter, is a Maxim.
Yes.
Like there's that one saying from the like colonial time. Whatever happens, we have got the Maxim gun and they have not.
Yeah.
Like that was Like, I mean, it's a good saying. Like fair is fair, but like also dark.
Very. And when you think about it, the whole idea, of course, originated with Gatling, and
yeah, absolutely.
And the poor man, in his deluded decency, tried, because he saw how destructive the American Civil War was and how ruined men who came in to the hospitals were because they got hit by Minet bullets, of course, being .50 cal, and lead slugs. So people were mangled by these things, and he thought, if I can make a gun that can do all the shooting of a whole company of soldiers, then they won't need a company of soldiers.
Yeah. Like, honestly, it's not a bad thought process. It's like that, like...
but it's so sadly...
it's very naive.
It's horribly naive.
Yeah, it really is.
And the man went to his grave despondent at what he had created.
Yeah.
And
I mean, to be fair, like if he hadn't, like,
Somebody
you ever
else would've.
saw the mitraillette?
Yes.
Which is that cannon that just fires 50 rounds in one go.
Exactly. And I mean
which is a Belgian invention.
Yes, and I believe that the French word or for a machine gun for many years, I'm not even sure if it isn't anymore, was mitrailleuse.
It is still like it actually comes from that. Yeah. Like interesting period of history, honestly. Like
very, very. But I mean, I do look at men like Gatling, and I think like, oh, you sweet summer child, couldn't you have thought this through to the end? But as you said, if it hadn't been him, somebody else would have come up with it.
Yeah, like it's the same thing with like Mr. Kalashnikov. Like okay, yeah, I mean he invented a very prolific assault rifle, but if he hadn't, somebody else would have.
Somebody else would have.
I got some really nice chocolate from my neighbors because I took care of their cat.
Yeah, I think if she's 400 pounds in Homid, by the way, Boo, I think the picture that you found of her is probably severely underweight.
Yeah, Sorry.
It makes sense because she has a strength of 4 in Homid.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. But it just means that she would be, a powerhouse, physical.
Yeah, to me it was mostly the face.
Oh, right.
She's very athletically built.
Yes.
But I also imagine her being kind of built like Ylva was.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And welcome back, Chris.
Excellent. Yes. So
because she is 180 kilograms.
Yes.
Of pure muscle.
Yeah, she's definitely like just a beefcake.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like 2 meters and 10 or 15 tall because she's 7
feet. Are you sure
tall.
You're not playing my girlfriend? Because she sounds very familiar.
I am pretty sure I'm not playing your girlfriend because I have no fucking clue who your girlfriend is or how she's like.
I know, but she, like the way you were describing, that's pretty much like bang on.
Yeah. So yes, we're in the train. It's moving. We've escaped a horrible fate at the hands of animate guns.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, as we're shoveling coal, I think Barry is gonna check for the rat.
The rat is in there with you, and it's you drive for a while, maybe 5 or 6 minutes before it tells you the first time that you need to stop the train and get off and change the switch. So it does that once in a while for the next 40 minutes. Actually, you drive for that long, and it's a pretty long drive. You're barreling through because you manage, obviously you get a lot of steam power. The rat is very explicit, and it says you're gonna have to go through the diamond. So you
at speed.
As much speed as you can possibly get.
Yes, I love the fact that
speed.
I've seen I've seen what it's like to be in the driving cab of a steam engine like that.
Mm-hmm.
Barry's not so bad because his lupus to Krynos form, he has black fur, but for everyone who doesn't have black fur, the coal dust getting on your fur is basically making you the same color that Barry is.
Yeah.
Don't worry, the oil did that already.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just do a 101 Dalmatians and all roll around in coal.
Yes.
I did just have the thought that like there could totally be a thing where it was like corrupting oil or corrupting coal or something.
Yeah.
Like it probably isn't in this case, but that totally could be a thing.
It's actually pretty high quality coal. It allows you to build up a lot of steam in this thing, and you're going at almost like it. Obviously, it's not, but it feels like you're shooting out of there like a bullet. But it's going very, very quickly.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, the train is a gun spirit as well.
And eventually, a couple of times, you are being fired upon.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
It does happen from time to time that something opens fire on you. But
I think Molly is having the time of her life, by the way.
But again, you're far too heavily armored, and the train is very much a moving target. So even though it's huge, it doesn't stay within anyone's firing arc for very long.
Nope.
It's kind of like going under a bridge and then rain again.
Yeah. And it's
moving.
It's kind of an exhilarating feeling, to ride this enormous metal beast. There is
hell yeah.
There is even though you guys are not glasswalkers. Had you been glasswalkers, this would have been, like your ancestral thing, and you would have all been feeling it even stronger. But even for you guys, this is fun.
Yep. Even if he's not a glasswalker, Barry is a Yorkshireman, so this calls to some ancient part of him in some way.
Yes.
Well, we'll have to tell Fox Freak about this. I'm sure he get it.
His ancestor was like his granddad was like a coal shoveler.
Yeah.
I imagine Boo staring at one of the windows and then poking a head out with the tongue just lolling.
Even as like bullets are like landing all
who
around.
fucking cares?
Like... Yeah, exactly.
Careful not to get shot out there.
It's fun! Her ginormous fucking jowls just flapping in the wind.
What's that? I can't hear you. We're going too fast. And the engine. Yeah, we're all having. We all have to be shouting because again, I've seen what it's like in these things. They're fast. They're powerful. It will be noisy. It will be like the horns of Jericho going off in there.
Oh yeah. And then finally
absolutely.
the rat tells you, "Okay, this is the last one you have to change." And then just get as much speed as you can and just keep going.
Yeah, so I'm guessing like we like jump out and like just fucking go for it.
Yep.
I mean,
Can
I
we
would
break this thing?
Oh yeah, like maybe Molly puts up some speed and then like jumps off. It's like speed thing going on there.
It tells you to stay with the train.
Yeah, exactly.
And
But
then,
like to switch the thing, right?
Yeah. You switch the thing around and then get back on the train and just keep going until you go through the diamond.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Full speed.
We do that.
Power.
Yeah. Molly will jump off and then like do the thing and then go back on. Like,
Yep.
absolutely.
I will need you all to give me a gnosis roll, and this is to pass through the
Oh boy.
diamond.
Shit.
And the
Don't worry, Sander.
Because this is the scar, the difficulty in the scar is horribly high.
Oh goody.
And before we just splat against it.
So I will absolutely urge people to use willpower here if they're not sure they can make it. The difficulty of getting in and out of the scar is 8.
Whoa. Okay.
Don't worry, you have the help of your friendly neighborhood Newfie.
I'm going to spend 2
Arushi.
points of willpower just to be safe.
Yeah, same. Actually, I'm going to spend 3.
Difficulty
Oh, you can only spend 1 for a success.
Yeah, you also
okay.
only need 1 success to get through.
Oh,
Yes.
right.
Alright, I'll spend a point for a success then.
Haha!
Difficulty
It's
8.
2 10s even. Ow, woof!
Oh,
Look at that.
not bad.
Remember you have an extra.
Yeah, but like already like not bad.
Let's get
I've
the...
forgotten. But
Go, Sander!
Yeah, I don't know if I want to roll or spend willpower.
I mean, you can
can do
spend
both.
willpower and
Yes.
Yeah.
The more successes, the quicker you'll get through.
Yeah. And you'll need...
I choose to believe, like, for a very split second as we're like passing through, we can like feel ourselves getting squished.
For the one that you spent.
Okay,
You also have to remember you have an extra die.
I did.
Okay.
Yep.
It's a good thing you used willpower then.
Yep.
Yep. But you
sheer
all get
willpower,
through.
you hang on to the fucking train.
Yeah, exactly. Because what happens is the following, and this I'm going to narrate this. All right.
All right.
So you get into the train carriage again after into the steering house after the last swap that you make, and you have so much steam built up in the boiler at this point that you're kind of, you can see there's a little gauge in there as well that you can tell that it's well into the red. It's it's gonna blow, Captain, it's gonna blow, and it's
I'm giving it all she's got.
Exactly. And it's going at full tilt, but you and then you set the train in motion again, and it begins moving forward, and it very, very quickly gets up to an absolutely ridiculous pace. You can hear the wheels screeching against the rail tracks as you barrel along, and coming up ahead is in fact the end of the tracks, and that is right in front of a mine entrance. And of course, the rat told you to keep going before it got off, because the rat has no intention.
It was not gonna go!
No, the rat has no intention of leaving the scar. So it barrels into, you barrel past the end of the tracks and off the tracks, and the train is going so fast that its sheer momentum carries you into the mine, where you quite probably squash a good few spirits working on trying to get through the diamond, and to no avail.
Don't worry, we'll help you with that.
And
Yes.
and the train,
We came in like a wrecking ball.
yes, and the train smashes into the diamond in there and begins to disintegrate, because no matter how quickly it's moving, it's still slamming into solid diamond. And that is the thing. This is not a diamond mine that you would, where you would go in and find a seam where you find little chips of diamonds and so on in there. It is a solid chunk in there.
Which is why they can't do anything with it.
Exactly.
Someone's been really fucking around with the map generation in Minecraft in this.
Yes.
Exactly. So you slam into a solid chunk of diamond, and probably do some damage to it, because the sheer impact.
It's
and
still a train.
It's huge and so on, but the train still can't shift the bedrock, basically. And it starts to crumble up on itself, and just as you realize, oh shit, we're gonna get completely two-dimensionally squashed here, you feel that you're passing through the gauntlet, all of you.
Yay!
And you all exit the gauntlet, quite unceremoniously being thrown onto a slag heap in the near Umbra.
That was cool! Let's do it again! Runs in circles.
Fuck yeah, that was way better than the fucking oil bath. Can we...
Yep. That was something else. Right. What level? What platform did we arrive at?
9 3/4.
Oh, don't. I've not read those fucking books.
What books?
Oh, you're messing up, Chief.
Right. So basically, we'll look around. So we're back in. I look around to see if this looks like the level of the Umbra that we're used to.
It is. This is the near Umbra. You're pretty far from where you entered originally, but it's
All right.
Probably an hour and a half worth of running in lupus form to get back there, but yeah, you're thrown onto a slag heap of another old industrial area.
Right. Everyone dust yourselves off. There's a lot of coal dust. We gotta go finding off again.
That was so cool!
Yeah.
I know! It was.
Jumping around in circles.
Take a moment to savor it, but then we gotta get on.
I think Molly takes a second, just like dusting off everything, like all the coal.
Mm-hmm. Just do like a doggy shake, and it just come flying off.
Yeah, that's what.
And there's this massive coal cloud appears, and then Boo just walks
Fluff,
out
fluff,
of
fluff, 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 fluff.
I think actually, like, because she's kind of still, not very used to being a werewolf, she is absolutely still doing it like a human, like patting it up.
Brushing herself off.
Yeah, like
so is Xander.
Beside them, the Regabesh just starts shaking the entire body, so there's just
Boo.
loud.
clouds of fucking coal dust, like fluff, 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 fluff.
God damn it.
All right.
All right.
This way!
Yep.
Runs in one particular direction, hoping it's the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, where are you going?
To the thing!
But is that
The
that
young
way?
man. It's not? She
Is
stops.
it?
It's actually not.
Oh.
Ghosts.
No,
What
no.
way is it then?
It's almost the opposite direction of where Boo was going.
Of course.
Boo being excitable was just going like, wee! this way."
She's absent-minded. She forgot what way they originally came from.
Yes.
Yes.
Remember, you gotta think with your nose, Boo.
Or your brain could also work.
Yeah, one of those. Or both of those in tandem will do it.
But my nose says to go away from this stinky bad thing.
Well,
Mm,
that's a fair point.
all right. So we go in the direction that it was opposite to where Boo was going. Either way.
Yes, you're heading.
She changes direction and runs in that direction instead.
Yeah, so now you're headed in the right direction.
You
Yes,
really doesn't know
toward
how
the
to
stinky bad thing.
relax sometimes.
Yes. And after a good long while and a run that takes you out of this old industrial area and through some suburbs and back into the one that you were in before, you do in fact find your way back to the same location that you originally went into where you originally went into the scar.
Yay.
Well, at least we know how to get in again if we need to. Do we find Mr. Ambrose Inhofe?
Mr. Inhofe. You go looking for him, I guess, and you call out for him or anything.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Then he turns up. He's like,
Hi!
oh my goodness, I did not expect to see you back so soon.
Yeah,
We
Right.
crashed the fucking train!
we found a train back.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
What's
We've got-
fun?
Yeah, we have a bit of a story to tell you, Mr. Inhofe.
Right, let me
We
hear
followed-
it.
We followed the trail. We followed the instructions. We found we found a building which was of the business that was headed by your uncle. He identified himself as.
He calls himself now.
Well, the point is that. Well, basically, we ended up. He ended up saying that he would help us if we helped bring you down there to see him. But well, we wanted to come and speak to you first because don't want to trust anything that man says, and I'm not sure that your
That is
relationship.
a very wise precaution.
I take it your relationship with Mr. Inhofe Senior ain't that good.
No, that would be an understatement. You see, I have accepted that my time has come and gone, which is why I'm lingering in this decrepit old place. He,
You're
of course,
delightful.
but he, oh, thank you. He feels rather differently, which is why he's in the Scar, doing a lot of harm to a lot of people.
We saw.
Yep, we saw.
Nothing he says can be trusted. If he says he will help you in return for you bringing me to him, I promise you that the only thing he will do is he will try to kill you when you get me back there.
That seems on character, considering you loved 1984.
So I would probably recommend looking for your answers in a different manner, if that is... Remind me again, what is it you are looking for specifically?
The means by which a servant of the worm would gain the power to become incorporeal to those who would do them harm without losing the ability to harm them back.
We need a way to counter it.
May I offer a thought?
Always.
Does it matter how he does it? So, or does it matter that you find a way to counter it?
The latter part.
The latter, most assuredly.
Right. Then you're probably not going to have much luck in the Scar. Because while you may find how he does it there, if you're lucky, I'm not saying that it's going to be easy, and I'm certainly saying that my quote-unquote uncle, and he does the little quotation marks with his fingers, that he would certainly not be the one to help you learn that.
Oh no.
But even if you did learn how, it would not really put you much closer to stopping whatever it is.
True enough, I suppose.
I suppose it makes sense that whoever sent you there did so because they thought that would be the way to go. But if I were in your situation, I would ask myself, if a powerful weapon of the worm is being employed, where would you find an equally powerful, if opposite, weapon of Gaia?
Right.
And as a third, Barry might actually know, I've forgotten the name of it now, but what was that primeval realm that Pangaea? So, would Barry know about Pangaea?
Yeah, he would.
In that case, he will basically the light will shine in his worn old homeless person eyes, and be like, Pangaea.
That would be a very solid place to start looking. You will not find Gaia stronger anywhere else.
Sorry,
I don't know about Pangaea, but something very pure, because Boo doesn't know what the fuck Pangaea is.
Pangaea, the primal wilds realm. It's where at its strongest. It's pure creation and pure chaotic life there.
Oh, that sounds nice.
But what, we're going back in time to dinosaur times? Because that's about what you're surrounded.
I mean, you're not entirely wrong. I do understand that there might be dinosaur spirits.
That sounds both terrifying and awesome. Let's go.
Yeah.
They have very big bones. I want to go.
Then there's whoa, we've all seen Jurassic Park. This is a bad idea.
I mean, Jurassic Park seemed like a hell of a time to me.
Did you know? This is something she's learned from someone else, clearly. That the sounds in Jurassic Park is fucking turtles?
Well,
turtles fucking, or fucking turtles?
The male one makes weird noises, and they made that into dinosaur noises. Frankie says so. Well, they don't know what they actually sounds like. We could tell them when we come back.
This is true. I love that. We're gonna get that moment where, and you finally learn what dinosaurs sound like.
Yeah.
And they do sound like fucking turtles.
Yes, and the characters learn it, and the players never do, because of course we as players can never actually know. It's like,
What does the dinosaur say?
Fucking.
That's a horrible song, but I can't help but like
What
it.
does the dino say? Ring ding ding ding
Yes.
ding 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 ding.
And yes, and little bird dinosaurs and smiling dons or whatever they're called.
I was going to say, and we find out that all dinosaurs have feathers.
Yes,
I mean, we did last time.
they're all peacocks.
We did last time. Yeah. So, well, that'll be our next lead then. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
If there's anything we can do to help you and make your existence here a little more comfortable, please let us know.
Oh, drop by and say hello once in a while. It gets a little less lonely that way.
No promises considering how to get here.
What do you mean?
It's
We
fair
just walk
enough.
here.
No, I
we'll
mean,
do what we can.
Xander imagines a chicken.
Yes. Not
Who
another-
imagines
not again,
walking
not again,
bones?
Not again.
yes, eggs everywhere.
No, not another bloody chicken.
Who looks after the chicken? Who thought of a chicken?
Who do you? Oh, Sander.
Sorry,
Eggs
my
start
bad.
falling from the sky.
This is not quite what I had in mind. Look, I think my scatterbrained colleagues, I need to take them elsewhere. We'll be on our way, and as you say, we'll try and find a time to come visit.
That's fine. I wish you good luck.
And, yeah.
Can
Thank
we
you.
crash another train?
No,
Who else does they walk off?
no.
I choose to believe somewhere in the background just a train like impacts something.
If we find a Pentex train in the real world, I'll let you have a go on that.
Really?
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Xander
It could be
imagines a
cool
blue chicken
crashing a real train.
A blue chicken.
now. Mhm.
What?
I've never seen a blue chicken before.
Oh, that's weird.
Yes.
Follows
it's
the
just-
blue chicken.
Yes, it's a blue chicken, but rather than clocking, it just sings Eiffel 65 tunes.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Anyway, Barry will take the lead in escaping this madness before Xander's overactive imagination can derail it derail it any further.
I'm
Speaking
going to
of
imagine
derailing.
the Kukos from Zelda and have them start chasing Barry.
I mean, the worst part is that Sanders' vivid imagination is distracting Boo, who is already absent-minded.
Oh, goody. Well, the good thing is, of course, that I can, as spirit speech, I can actually hear the Kukalo creature saying, "Kill him! Kill him!" It's just like, oh, what have I done to deserve this? So anyway,
Reincarnation into a werewolf.
going into narrator stance, DM, I would like to get out of here.
Yes. You start moving out of the area, and it's entirely doable. You can get you can get out of the industrial park that you've been in here.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, since we're now on a level of the Umbra that we know how we can get in and out of relatively easily, we just need to we can pop back into the real. Well, I say we can pop back into the real world. It might behoove us to head back to the Sept, and then jump back into the real world and speak to our colleagues there about what we've discovered, and just say, maybe we should find a way to get into Pangaea or Pangaea, depending on how we want to pronounce it. And go from there. Because, it might also be worth checking up on them to see that the Hardrada's blades haven't basically come in and massacred them all, which I wouldn't put it past our GM to do.
Well, now that you've said it,
Now I just imagine we get back and all the Get of Fenris is standing in the middle of our place because they decided they want to inherit the Bonors because they're useful.
Wouldn't
Chris,
that
stop giving Joan ideas.
I mean, Joan right now, like furiously writing things down, like.
Joan,
Clackety, 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 clackety.
Joan, I promise you all, Joan will have enough crazy, hot, mad ideas without us inputting them. I know this from experience.
I think as they're walking back, Boo looks up at Barry.
Yeah.
So, you think it's kinda like how we got back? We have to find something very pure to go through?
Probably.
Because
By
we
the
went
way,
through something really bad to get to the scar, so...
before the Molly leaves the guy, she just kind of gives him a look that like because she gets the feeling there's something more to him because of the previous interaction him and her had.
Yeah, he smiles at her with a kind of, well, it's a strange little smile, and he tips his top hat towards you and, you know, very politely, and goes, "I do look forward to seeing you again."
Oh, the foreshadowing is real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Molly's kind of like narrows her eyes, like nods and walks off.
Yep.
This when Molly Power walks away.
Yep.
Nope.
Yeah, no, actually, she goes back very, like, tries to be calm for once.
All right.
Back to the Sept.
Yeah.
Yes. So you head back to the Sept.
Well, yes, that's the intention. Whether or not the practice matches was up to you.
Oh no, it works out just fine. You get back there.
Wonderful.
Okay.
And
So, yes.
When you arrive at the Sept, it is in fact not taken over by the Hardrunners blades.
Yay!
It's actually taken over by the Black Spiral Dancers.
No. No. I think. All right. Well, maybe, but I'm going to assume not. I assume everything is. The people who were in charge of it originally are still kind of in charge of it now.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So.
I mean, originally it was a long time ago. I'll stop.
I would like to try and get back into the real world, please.
Yes, go ahead.
All right. I
Difficulty
shall.
is 5.
Okay, and
Yeah, it's not as hard back at the...
No.
and I will
Okay.
use my mirror shades as well to lower that
Of
to
course.
3.
Yes.
Also, you have a
Yeah, I have the
an
1.
extra die, so...
Oh no.
No, Boo doesn't get through!
My God.
Oh,
Bonk!
Oh.
Boo is unable to get through for now, but it's not a botch, so you can try again an hour later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Oh.
Boo
Oh,
spends
where's
an
Boo?
hour, but can roll again. But
Mm-hmm. Wait, where's Boo?
did she not?
I don't know.
Did she
I
not
was
get
holding
through?
on to her, and then she wasn't here.
She does get through an hour later, but there'll be an hour.
yeah.
All right.
While she's, like, rubbing her nose like, ow!
Well, I'll trust it safe. She'll get through eventually. She just needs to wait a bit longer. That's a damn shame. All right, let's we need to find Henrietta.
And
Yeah,
you do.
definitely.
She's there. She's sitting on the rock that her predecessor used to sit on, that Roderick used to sit on.
Yes.
She's taken position there now,
Mhm.
and she's talking to a few people. But when you arrive, she actually
Yep.
she actually kind of, she doesn't shove them away, but she urges them. You know, it's like, I need to talk to them. And
Yep.
yeah.
Alpha,
Barry.
we delivered the message to them as required. They were giving up something fierce. They were worried. They were, I suppose, concerned is the wrong word. They thought that we were calling for war on them, but we explained things and set them right. And I believe if they haven't already, they'll be coming to discuss terms, as it were, with you when they get a chance to.
She holds up her cell phone. They already called.
Oh, great!
How very modern of them.
And were they as big a pricks as we expected them to be?
Bigger.
Oh, wonderful! But
I don't think that Håkon has it in him to not be a massive cock.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
That's fair.
when all you have is a hammer and all that. No, I was going to say, while we were there, we were set on the path by there.
Ian in the background actually begins humming when you say that. He's nearby and he begins humming "If I Had a Hammer."
I choose to believe, but I by the way, Molly, on that, like, you know, like he has to compensate considering.
Yeah. I just imagine every time we get to like the height of the chorus in the song, we just hear a loud farting sound from Interaction to punctuate it.
Oh God, no!
Because that's what he does. Anyway,
I hate it.
Yes, they set us on a path to maybe finding out more about what we can do against this one Black Spiral Dancer who can go incorporeal. So
Right.
their sort of primary third shot there was it Dies Twice his name?
Yeah.
Oh fucker, had some respect for him. But yeah, he sent us in, and we went for a little sojourn into the Scar of all places.
She just
Yep.
looks at you with the closest thing you've ever seen to respect on Henrietta's face.
Yep.
Okay then. That
I'm so
explains
sad too.
why it took you a while to get back.
Yep. Went in through a vat of oil, came out riding a steam locomotive through a wall of diamond. It was quite something.
Honestly, the diamond part was pretty fun.
Yeah, because you got to ride on a train at full speed, Molly.
Yeah, we got to smash it as well.
When we get to the next mood, make sure to tell that story in detail.
Oh, we will. Don't you worry about that. But yeah, despite the journey and despite the perils, we weren't actually able to learn much more about how he does what he does. But we did come to the conclusion that if we want to find something to counter it, we'd be best looking for something equal and opposite in the other direction spiritually. So
That's actually a good thought, yes.
we might be looking to try and make our way towards, if not Pangaea, then at least somewhere pretty damn close.
Ooh, you're gonna be spending some time in the Umbra, clearly, but Pangaea is no laughing matter. It is very dangerous there, I'm sure you know.
Oh,
Considering we just went to the Scar.
I mean, and that's no joke, Molly, but trust me, as a third, trust me, Pangaea, raw creation.
It's a different kind of danger, but they're pretty equal.
Yeah, it's wild. It's more in line with what we have, but it's not friendly. Everything you do there, you have to fight for it.
So what you're saying is, we're going to basically every werewolf left ever. She does not look impressed.
if that's what it takes to get the means to, avenge Roderick and make sure that the Black Spiral Dancers can't get their filthy fucking claws into our city, then yes, I will go to every spiritual layer we have.
No, I don't mean that literally. I mean, never mind.
When you say that, Xander looks uncomfortable.
Going to the Umbra.
Henrietta notices the discomfort and looks towards Xander and goes, saying, something wrong?
Just not a fan of the spirit worlds.
Sounds like you'd better get used to it from what your Pack Alpha is telling me here.
I mean,
yeah.
It may be necessary, but at the same time, Xander, I'll do what I can to make sure that we don't go. I'll try to bear your discomfort in mind. I'm not unreasonable, but at the same time, there are things we're all going to have to do to make sure that this turns out all right. You understand me? I mean, you're a soldier, right? You should be used to tough assignments.
Oh yeah, you tell me to jump, and I'll ask how high.
Good man. All right, but until we can find a way in there, Alpha, we're at your disposal again.
She looks at you all for a moment, and it's like, you're gonna need some help if you're gonna go there. You might need some help. I don't know which one of you can use this, but maybe one of you can. And she reaches to her belt and she tosses Barry a knife.
Yeah.
Yep, I think I imagine he's just about able to grab it. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. It's a fang
Okay.
dagger.
Ooh.
What's that?
That's a pretty powerful fetish.
Mm-hmm. Yes, let's see. Daggers carved from the tooth of some great beast. After the character has made a successful melee attack, he can activate the dagger. If successful, the damage inflicted is doubled as the fang bites deeper into the wound. The damage is aggravated. It's listed as being a level 3 fetish at Gnosis 6.
Yes.
Oof.
What does that mean?
It means that you need 6 points of Gnosis to have it...
To make full use of it.
to make
Yeah,
full
I'm
use
not.
of
I'm
it.
out.
Yeah, I need to buy some more Gnosis then.
Who has 6?
Oh, in that case, yeah, it's yours. It's yours if you want it.
If that Boo
Well,
was the
she's not there.
bitiest
She has
out of
no
us.
idea.
Okay.
What do you mean she's not there?
It
but
takes
she's
her
still-
an hour to get through, and
Yeah.
Oh,
this
right.
conversation doesn't take
Yeah.
an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
gotcha.
that's
But yeah,
quite-
it would mean that she would have to fight in another form than
yeah,
That's not out of the fucking question. She can still bite and,
yeah.
Let's go this way.
That's
others.
fair. That's fair.
if she fights in Krynos, she can use a fang dagger there, and it is a very, very nice weapon.
Yeah.
It's not that she's opposed to fighting Krynos, it's just that she has no reason to do so at the moment.
Exactly.
If she had a reason to, actually wielding a weapon, she would of course do so. She's good at adapting, but,
Yeah.
Yeah,
It makes
I'll
all
put it
the
like
sense in the world.
Yeah, I'll put it like this. Obviously, I will give it to you to start with because you have the Gnosis and it will obviously benefit you. But I will definitely be wanting to up my Gnosis so I can use it as well because that's a sweet fetish. So I need 8.
Gnosis times 2,
Yeah,
if I'm
I
not
need to-
mistaken.
Yes, it is. So I need to save up 18 experience points to get myself to Gnosis 6.
Oh, it's fucking.
But you know what? I'm prepared to do that if I need
18
to.
how?
Because current rating is 4, so Gnosis times 2 at 4 is 8. Then Gnosis at 5 times 2 is 10.
Yeah.
So yeah. But basically, he's like, that's quite a gift and responsibility to entrust us with. Thank you.
You're going to a dangerous place. You're going to need to, to be able to get back in one piece.
True. I think once we get her, once she makes it through into the real world again, I'll see if Charlie, if Boo wants to use this. I think she might be the most in tune enough to use it for now.
Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, she will be here. We didn't lose her. She just got a little stuck on the way through.
That happens.
Probably got distracted halfway through.
That actually sounds very in character. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It is good to know that you're. And I know it goes without saying, but it is good to know that you're looking out for even us, the bone gnawers, a bit more now, boss.
Well, we're going to have to look out for everyone in this sept with a war like this coming, aren't we?
Aye.
Fair enough.
Aye.
I've put out a call for help, because we're going to need it. If nothing else, somebody else might have, for all we know. I mean, I put out a call through my contacts, and I explained this incorporeal fucker. Somebody might know a thing or two about it, but I do think that what you're planning to do is our best chance at finding some sort of counter to it.
Yeah. Absolutely. And otherwise, yeah, if he's in charge and he's got powers like that, taking him out's going to be a big priority.
Oh yeah.
All right. In that case, well, then with your leave, we'll start making some preparations, get anything else we need to squared out down round here, and then we'll see about finding our way towards Pangaea.
Sounds like a wise move.
All right, then by your leave.
You have it.
And very
again, symbol of submission, excuses himself, and obviously lets the others do what they want to, how they want to.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to take a long fucking shower if I can find it somewhere.
Yep.
Well, St. Benedict's is still there.
Yeah.
Very true. We haven't lost it yet.
No, you haven't
That's
lost
a good
it.
one. We haven't been there in a while. Maybe we should check up on how everyone
actually.
and people are doing there, because obviously it's
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, let's go.
So you guys head back to St. Benedict's shelter for the homeless?
They will. I'm going to stick around and wait for Boo to come through so she doesn't turn up and then there's no one there.
Oh,
That's fair.
Well, you could also all wait until she comes through and go there as a group.
Yeah, that actually seems reasonable.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Well, she comes through eventually. She pops through the Umbra. Probably
Sniffing the ground.
yes.
Chasing a rat or some shit.
Yes.
Oh, hi!
Hi there.
Oh, so we have somewhere new to go.
We do?
Yeah, Panchia. I mean, not immediately, but like soon enough.
The dino place.
Yeah, I suppose we should figure out what it is we're looking for, because I somehow doubt many of those dinos are going to want to talk to us.
She's drooling a little bit. Giant bones.
I mean, if you're lucky, I guess.
Oh, will they be hunting?
I mean, maybe.
We're gonna hunt dinos.
I mean, okay, don't get too excited yet. Like, we don't know for sure. Like, I mean, maybe if you're lucky, we need to, like, I don't know, hunt a dino to find the thing we're going for. But there's no guarantees. Just, you know.
She looks sad.
Damn it. Okay, somebody else take over. I can't take this. Like, she can't handle the guilt. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to be nice here, okay? God damn it.
Yep.
Xander kneels down and pets Boo. If there's time, we find a bone without hunting. We'll snag it for you. How about that?
Yay!
All right, let's go.
Yay!
I'm sorry. I need to take a moment to overcome my sense. I've just seen a picture teased for the new Amazon Prime Tolkien series with a picture showing something, and I'm just having a moment over it.
All right.
A good moment or a bad one?
Oh, good moment. It looks fantastic. It's the fact that it's a picture of a lady standing on a hill and what appears to be a sunset until you look closely and realize it's not a sun. It is in fact two massive glowing trees, and I'm just like, oh yes, I'm so
cool.
happy. Anyway, sorry, distraction. So while we're talking and walking and trying to distract Boo from her feelings of guilt, I'm going to show her the dagger.
Ooh. So you show Boo the dagger.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. What do you make of this?
I sniff it.
That is clearly a very fine item.
Oh, pretty dagger.
Yep, it's a fetish, a fang dagger. Can do some serious damage to someone who has the spiritual connection to use it. And right now, I think that's more you than me. So.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I may be a third, but you just seem a little. I just sense you got a little bit more in tune with things than I am. I need to work to it.
Considering the only reason we basically know of Old Man York originally is you,
Exactly.
you know.
No, for now. This will be this. If you choose to use this in battle, this will be a fine weapon for you.
Are you sure?
I mean, I might one day get strong enough to use it, and then we'll see. But for now, you're really the only person who can make the most out of its power.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, you'll have to fight like a two legs if you're going to use it.
Okay.
Or I guess learned how to fight with a dagger between your teeth.
It's just mini Sif.
Yeah, many. I mean, many is relative.
I mean,
I guess
okay.
Even Boo, for all her magnificent size and fluff, it does not quite match Sif from Dark Souls, who is, let's face it, the size of a double-decker bus.
Consider the fact that Boo might not have gotten her growth spurt yet.
That is very true. That is very true.
All right.
So yes,
It feels weird. You're the boss.
I may be the boss, but we need to use the weapons we get given wisely and most effectively. And right now, it's a nice dagger, but I won't be able to get the most out of it. It'll take me time to get to that level.
Okay.
All right.
Guess you could go. Always ask Old Man York to punch you in the face. Works for me.
That's directed at Barry, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. But like, like she's joking, obviously.
Yeah.
Like,
In that case, she turns homemade and takes it. And I need to know what the fuck this is so that I can write it in so you don't have to hear it all over again.
Okay, I'll just quickly look up what I found a minute ago and read it out to you.
Sure, sure.
What was it called?
It's a Fang dagger.
Because maybe I'm able to find it.
Yeah, Fang dagger. It's a
level
fetish.
3, 224.
Yep, level 3, Gnosis 6.
There, found it. No man.
Okay, good. You can sort that out then. All right. In that case, while you're sorting that out, the rest of us will all make our way to St. Benedict's and see how the folks there are doing. Because I imagine that we've no idea how. I mean, we've no idea how any of them are really sort of doing at the moment. I mean, Mrs. Wilson might need some support, or any of the other homeless people could be in a way. So we should find out.
Yeah.
certainly.
Yes, so we shall go there. We shall go to our old haunt.
Yes. You're heading back to St. Benedict's, and when you get there, it is in fact still there.
Yay!
Awesome.
They've not knocked it down just yet.
Not just yet, no.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we'll make our way in.
Yes. The and Mrs. Wilson is in fact there when you get there, and she's like, "Oh, I'm glad to see you. It's been a while."
Yeah, we've been out and about, just seeing if there's anything we can do to help with this situation. Really.
She looks at Barry and Sander and is like, "You do know that there was a the police were asking around for a couple of men that quite fit your descriptions, and of course I didn't know anything."
I mean, fair enough, but they were. Well, I understood they were asking for someone with a big scraggly beard. I mean, look, I've got barely got any stubble at the moment. As well,
100% completely coincidental.
Yep.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. You're fine. We're fine.
Even if we did know anything about that, we'd be stupid to talk about it, wouldn't we?
All I'm saying is be careful.
Aye. No, we don't want to. We don't. We want to help, but we don't want to hurt people. We understand that.
That's good. That's all I'm asking.
All right. How have things been?
Strange. We're still waiting for the machines to arrive to start knocking over buildings, but nothing has happened, obviously, because of all the trouble.
Oh, that sucks.
The last thing I heard was that there's a person up at City Hall who's trying to stop it from happening at all.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah.
Who might they be?
I don't know the name, but rumor has it that there's somebody on the city council who wants to put a moratorium on this. Who said something.
What is that?
It basically means no, you can't move forward with this rule.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, she's currently homemade.
Yeah.
Because she's been told being a big scraggly dog is a little bit unfortunate when people are looking for a ginormous fuck-off dog.
Mm-hmm.
They would never suspect a ginormous fuck-off girl.
No, exactly.
Yes. I mean, yes.
And she looks and it's like, so the problem is no one knows who on the city council, at least yet, It's just a rumor, but I mean, I kind of have to put some stock in those rumors because, and I mean, even if it's just one person, what can they do? You know, they need more support to put an end to something like this. But I did hear another rumor about bribery. I mean, like, big money.
Oh boy.
I mean, a number of £1 million
Oh.
was mentioned.
Yeah, wasn't that what we actually found out? This is out of character. That
Might
they
have
had been bribed to shut up about the fact that they wanted to tear down this area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was.
Basically, yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, found out we had a mate who has access to internet. Might have mentioned that he's heard some rumors about that.
That's serious. I mean,
Yeah.
if that could be proven, that could put an end to the whole thing.
Aye. Well.
Intense.
Yes. I see the plot hook waved in front of my face like a tasty morsel. Oh,
Let's immediately ignore it and go somewhere.
No. I mean, we remember we've got some time to kill. I mean, the point is, well, I say that we can focus on whichever plot points are put in front of us without too much. And we've, as I say, we did say to Henrietta, we'll have some time to set our affairs in order before we go on the epic quest. So this could be a good way of setting our affairs in order. Well, basically Barry says, well, let's hope that. Well, if it were true, let's hope someone's got the skills and the guts to expose it to people.
Here's hoping.
Yeah, whoever would that be?
Yes.
Xander
Said them all not really understanding
Say,
sarcasm.
If I might paraphrase a line from one of my favourite comedy series, Molly wouldn't understand subtle plans if it danced naked on top of a harpsichord singing subtle plans.
So you realize that Molly is absolutely not being subtle because she realizes that it doesn't matter here.
I mean, to a point, it doesn't matter, but still, it's
Also, by the way, you stomp on Molly's foot and she doesn't acknowledge it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. No, she's too tough to.
Yeah.
Or maybe she's just had her foot stomped on by you so many times that it's now deadened the nerves.
Probably.
Anyway,
She's like Tigress from Kung Fu Panda.
I think she also makes a mental note to stomp on Xander's foot, like when he doesn't exist.
Yeah. Oh, we are such a happy, dysfunctional family.
I love you. Smack. There we go.
Well, okay. I think all of us should probably go and get ourselves like a shower or something. How are everyone else in the shelter holding up okay, Mrs. Wilson?
Well, unfortunately, I mean, not everyone is. With the threat still being, I haven't seen 1,000 Yard Pete in a while.
Oh well.
For the record, out of character, in case you don't remember, 1,000 Yard Pete is kinfolk to Bone Norse.
Oh
yeah.
Well, that's not good.
Nope.
Oh hell. Well, we'll be out and about again at some point. We can keep an eye out for him.
Please do. I'm worried about him. I haven't seen him for 4 days.
Oh hell! I mean, we've been gone for about that long, haven't we?
Yes, you have.
Yeah, that's context.
Yeah,
like that's not like in character. That's like.
I mean, maybe, but then why would they go after just one homeless kinfolk? What purpose would it serve?
Like connection to the Bonos that blew up their shit.
I mean, maybe. But we'll
also just going after kinfolk.
Yeah.
It's also we know this was a kinfolk to you.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you piss us off, right?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But let's just first find out what actually happened to him.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for letting us know. We'll as I say, we're gonna stay out here for a bit, clean ourselves up, and then maybe we can head out and go have a look for him.
Sure. Thank you.
All right. You take care, Mrs. Wilson.
Yeah, you too.
All right. So after
Now, out of character, is there a computer that Xander could use here?
Yes, there is.
it's
Okay.
it's
One of those
the-
like old Dell
Yeah.
computers
yeah,
that like.
it's a beige 2000s box.
No.
Oh
But
wow,
it-
you're
but it
you're
has
thinking
internet-
even older. I was
it
thinking
has-
like Windows
it has-
XP. Like
It has
Yeah.
internet connection and it works.
That's
Yeah.
what we need. Yeah.
Yep.
The fact that it takes half an hour to start up is something entirely different.
Yes.
It's
Oh my god,
yeah.
modem sounds!
It's not. As ancient as the box may be, I don't think it would be using dial-up. As cool as it would be that it was still using dial-up. I mean, let's face it. If we had a Glasswalker, they could make it a dial-up, and it would still link to the internet in seconds because
Probably,
that's what they do. So,
I mean, Xander is like the underground of Glasswalker of our group. So
yes,
you know.
he is. Yes, he is the broken Glasswalker.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Imagine.
Broken glass.
So
I
what
imagine I imagine Boo isn't here as often as a human, so the fact that she has to bend to get through the fucking doors is kind of new to her. So there's a lot of dunk, ow.
Yep.
For some reason, when you said Tonk, I was thinking of Scout from TF2. Bonk.
Oh yeah.
Balls.
So you go on the internet or on the computer?
Yes. Xander wants to see if he can find out who is trying to oppose the St. Benedict's being torn down, and he also wants to see if he can find anything out about the bribery.
Give me a computers plus intelligence check.
All right.
Mhm.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty is 7.
7.
I'm helping. I don't know how.
I could actually help. I know some stuff about computers.
I was going to say I have a technology specialization in cybersecurity. Would that help me?
That
any?
would help you here, yes. So if you
Okay.
roll any 10s, you can roll them on.
Sweet.
Yeah, can I help out? Like,
Aw.
Ah, poop.
I mean,
I got
if I am
2
helping,
ones.
you'll get an extra die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically coming with like, how about this thing?
There isn't really much of a system for helping other than what Boo has, but so
Porter,
Oh,
it
well.
still gives you another die. Like, what about this search thing? This word.
you can.
Yep.
Yeah. If you
Have
didn't.
you heard this thing
If-
called Google?
Yeah.
If you get a success on this, you will have been out-computed by a dog.
Go
I
ahead,
believe in you,
roll
Xander.
somebody.
and a very, very good girl.
Nope.
No,
The bestest floof.
no, they're hiding their tracks too well.
They are definitely you, and that is in itself something that you take away from this is, yeah, you can find information that there is new debate going on, but there are no official records, and the one little page 11 paragraph you find in the local newspaper that mentions this doesn't say who it was that brought up for debate.
Mhm.
Honestly, that sounds like the kind of thing an investigative journalist would be all over. Like this, like it's just enough to be suspicious, like.
Yeah, absolutely.
So maybe we should find an investigative journalist, like our what's that one guy called? Fuck, I forget his name.
How about Fox Freak?
The guy who like exposed the anti-vax movement. I don't forget his name. It doesn't matter.
No, it's fine. I'm just thinking myself, but I can't remember either. As you say, it doesn't matter. Could do.
We could also just go in there and find physical proof.
This is true. That was originally the plan before.
We got distracted halfway there and started chasing Mrs. Ugly.
Yeah, but that was a worthy cause. So yeah.
It was. We found out something new about it because of it, but still.
All right.
know.
I mean, we can always ask Fox Freak if he can find something, or we can go there, in person. He did say that if there was anything, it wasn't on the systems.
That's true. We should do that.
On the other hand, I get the feeling the first thing I'd do if I wanted to cover my tracks is start burning paper. You know.
Still, might be worth chasing up. Tell you what.
Sure.
Why don't we split into two groups? One to look into this, this moratorium and bribery situation up at the town hall, and the other of us can go have a look for 1,000 Yard Pete. Because I'm a bit worried about him. He is kin, so we should keep an eye out for him.
I admit the Pete situation seems a lot more likely to end up, fighting. So maybe it's best if I go for that one.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always heard that if you want to know who did what, follow the money.
Good.
Very true.
That amount of money can't just poof.
True, but
There will be a trail.
Well, that amount of money, like £1 million, is a lot of money to you and me, but to a corporation, it's like nothing. Let alone something as big as like a global thing. But
it's still to someone in here to hush about it all.
Oh, absolutely. Don't get me wrong.
Still a lot of money.
It's just I don't know. It just seems like you won't find it on a bank note, if that makes sense. Like. It wouldn't have written a check, I don't think.
No, but it would still have been transferred, right?
Yes, I just mean if they can erase stuff like official records, then they can do that as well, I think.
But isn't that in the bank?
Yes, but the bank is probably owned by them. Wouldn't be surprised.
At least
Who scratches her head? She doesn't know anything about this.
No. But
it's not a bad thought process. Don't get me wrong. It's just more like Molly's just kind of being pessimistic about it.
Thing is, ladies and gentlefolk, we are coming up on a point where I need to call it for tonight.
All right.
Okay.
But
That's a good point.
It is not too bad a place to stop it, because you're all kind of in one place and you're getting ready to go off and do various things next time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Boo decided she's gonna go look for the man she understands and not the weird stuff that the others are trying to figure.
Yes.
It's like, I don't understand this, I'm gonna go find a person I know.
So, I'm going to give you guys 3 XP for tonight.
Nice.
Yay.
And
Just 15 more to go.
Yeah, I was about to say 1/6 of the way there.
Yes. And I will hope that everybody is back for the next episode of It's a Dog's Life.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's good to be back in the saddle after the health scare there.
Yeah.
Indeed.
But to the ladies and gentlemen of the listening audience, thank you for coming by and for listening in on this episode. And we will see you all next time for more It's a Dog's Life. And from us here at CharismaToAC, for now, bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.